Hey guys, we are going to learn how to draw the baby Yoda today. The baby Yoda is so cute, I think. So we're going to learn how to draw him. And the reason that I picked this week to do it is because yesterday was May the 4th, and that sounds like May the Force. So may the Force be with you. Let's get started. Bye. All right, you really don't need a lot to draw the baby Yoda. You need a pencil and you need some paper. I'm using Bristol board. This is actually really nice paper for drawing. It's thick, so you can even paint on it, color on it, whatever you want to do with it. I'm going to color my baby Yoda when I'm done drawing it. So anyway, if you're at the art supply store and you want to get some paper, this is some good paper to get. But you can use just regular copy paper or whatever you have. Okay, so we are going to start with our paper in the horizontal position. Now, we want to make sure that we get our proportions correct. So I am actually going to divide my paper. I'm going to make like a grid. I'm going to split it in half right down the middle. It does not have to be perfect. If you are a perfectionist and you want to use a ruler, then you can. If not, just kind of eyeball it. There we go. All right, now I'm going to do mine in Sharpie, but I highly recommend doing it in a pencil first, just in case you make any mistakes. Then you can go back and fix them really easily. And actually, I think I'm going to start with the main parts of my Yoda with a pencil because it is, hard. It's easy to make mistakes and not get the proportions correct. So I'm going to go ahead. Hopefully you can see this okay, but I'll go over it with a Sharpie so that you can see it better in a few minutes. Okay, I'm going to start out with baby Yoda's head. Now, baby Yoda's head is going to go on the top portion of the paper. Imagine that. I'm going to start out with a curved line that touches that middle line. And then I'm going to bring it up. It goes out a little bit and then up like so. All right, so there is baby Yoda's head. The next step is I'm going to make his ears. So to do that, I'm starting about right there on his head, and I'm going to come out. The line actually goes up just a tad, and then it curves down. Just like that. And I want to try and do it as similar on the other side as I can. So I'm going to use my pencil to kind of as a ruler, and I see that it starts about right there. Now I'm going to move my paper to make it easier for me to draw. And let's see, it ends about right there. So see, I can tell that I made my line going up a little bit too much because if I did use a ruler to kind of help me with my drawing, I could see that the top of this ear goes to about right there. So I want my other ear to be similar. And it doesn't have to be perfect, of course. Okay, that's good enough. All right, the next thing, and I'm going to go ahead and take my Sharpie at this point. Oh, you know what? I forgot to I've got to do the lines to show the inside of the ears. So just like that. Let's see if you can, you know what, you guys can see that pretty well. I think I'll wait until the end and then I'll go over it with a Sharpie. Okay, now I'm gonna draw some dots to help guide me for the placement of the eyes. So I'm gonna start, the eyes in baby Yoda's head are kind of low on his face. So I'm gonna draw, and he's got big eyes. They take up a big part of his face. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm basically going to connect those dots. I'm going to make a curved line. And then his eyes go up pretty high, just like that. Kind of like a rainbow. All right, and then I'm gonna make the inside of his eyes. Just circles on the inside. And then I'm gonna put a highlight, which is gonna be the white part of his eyes where the light is reflecting. Okay, next step is you gotta make, because he's kind of got a wrinkly face, so I'm gonna make some lines going on top of his eyes and then even another to kind of show that his skin is kind of wrinkly. All right. Oh, and you know what? Here, this is kind of like where his tear duct is. So you kind of want to round that off. All right. So we're done with his eyes. Next thing is his nose. He's got a cute little nose. It's just a curved line, just like that. And then his mouth, he's kind of got like a pout. It's not really a frown, but more like a pout, kind of a very almost straight, but just a little bit of a curve to it. There we go. All right. He's looking good. All right, next step is we're gonna make his robe. So I'm gonna start right here and I'm going down. Don't wanna go down too far. See how I didn't really go down maybe like an inch or a little bit less than an inch lower than that midline. And it's gonna kind of curve just like the bottom of his head is curved. His robe is curved as well along the same curve. And then straight line like that. And then the other part of his robe comes down and it's a little bit higher up over on this side. There we go. Okay, and then the bottom part of his robe, curved line. All right, we got his robe done. Now we've got to give him some arms. So, oh, you know what I just noticed? I need to move the sides of his robe in just a little bit so that I have room for his arms. See, that's why it's good to do things in pencil. Okay, now I've got room. So his arm is basically a curved line that's going along the same curve as the side of his robe. There we go. Okay, and then his hand is just curved line going from the bottom of his sleeve to the edge of the robe, and then a little line like that to kind of show his fingers. And you'll do the same thing on the other side. And you want to try and make sure that his arms are the same length. All right, and there is Baby Yoda. I'm gonna go trace over him with my Sharpie. All right, there is your Baby Yoda. I hope you guys have fun with this and make sure you post your work on Seesaw and Google Classroom. I can't wait to see it. Bye.